Okay. So let's say that we have a standard form equation here. And let's say that instead of doing the negative b over 2a way of finding the vertex, we want to rewrite the equation in vertex form to find the vertex. Now, this takes a little bit of math to do. Yeah. Okay. So, first thing we do is if there's anything in front of the x, we pull it out. So this becomes x squared plus 5x plus 7 halves. The 2 comes to the outside, so we factor out a 2. So basically, we divide each of these things by 2. By factoring it out, we divide each of those by 2. Now here's where the complicated stuff comes in. Because vertex form is y equals a times x minus h quantity squared plus k, right? So y equals 2 x squared plus 5x plus blank quantity squared plus, and then we go back to the original, which is 7, because if we take out a 7 halves, oh, we don't have a squared here yet. Sorry. So if we, let's do this different. Okay, let's do this different. Let's take out the 7 first, and then we'll take out the 2. Sorry about that. So y will equal, parentheses, 2x squared plus 10x plus 7. So 7 comes out first. Then we're going to take out the 2. So y equals 2 times x squared plus 10x plus blank, not 10x plus 5x, because I took out a 2. And then plus 7 minus blank. So we got a blank and a blank there. Okay? Now, what's half of 5? 2.5 or 5 halves, right? What you're going to do is square that. That squared is 25 fourths. So, if we're going to add a 25 fourths in there, it's 2 times 25 fourths, which is, we're going to have to then subtract it out here, which is 2 times 25 fourths, or 25 halves out here. Okay? So, my equation here in quadratic form is going to be the square root of this sign, and then this. Because if you square 5 halves, you're going to get 25 fourths. Okay? And then 7 is the same as 14 over 2. What's 14 over 2 minus 25 over 2? Negative 11 over 2, right? And there's vertex form, and you're going, well, geez, that's more complicated than the negative b over 2a. Well, watch negative b over 2a once. Okay? The x value of the vertex is negative b, negative 10 over 2 times 2, which is negative 10 over 4, which is negative 5 halves. Okay? And then if we put that in, 2 times negative 5 halves squared plus 10 times negative 5 halves plus 7. If we add all that up, we get 2 times 25 fourths minus 50 over 2 plus 7, which is 25 halves, because 2 and 4 is 2, minus 50 halves plus 14 halves is negative 25 halves plus 14 halves, which is negative 11 halves. Okay? Now, do we have to do this? No. Why? Because we have a graphing calculator that can help us with the graph and give us all the information. Okay? But if we absolutely needed to write it in vertex form at some point, we could. Okay. Now, let's use our brains again. A little brain teaser here. Okay. Here's our function. I want to know what B and C are if the vertex is this. If the vertex is that, what's B and C going to be? Well, let's remember, the x value of the vertex is negative b over 2a, correct? Do I have enough information to find out what b is right now? I sure do. Okay. So the x value of my vertex is 3, right? Equals negative b over 2 times what's a? 1. So 3 equals negative b over 2, multiplied by 2 on each side. So negative b equals 6, so b equals negative 6. So right now I have y equals x squared minus 6x plus c. Now, the 4 is the y value of my vertex. How do I find the y value of my vertex? I plug the x value of my vertex into the function and find my y value of the vertex, right? So if I plug my 3 into this function, then put a 4 here, I can figure out c. 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus c. So negative 4 equals 9 minus 18 plus c. Negative 4 equals negative 9 plus c. So if we add 9, c equals c. Wow, c equals 5. So my equation is y equals x squared minus 6x plus 5. That equation has a vertex of that. If I wanted to put it in vertex form, is there anything to factor out? No, because then it makes finding vertex form easy. Then we go x squared minus 6x plus blank plus 5 minus blank. Okay, what's half of 6? 3. So this is going to be x minus 3 quantity squared. If we square the 3, we get 9. And 9 goes there. So 5 minus 9 is negative 4. See how the vertex is opposite of 3, same as 4. Opposite of 3, same as 4. 3, negative 4. Okay? These are the same, basically the same equations for the same functions, but they look totally different with different numbers. Okay? Okay. Can anybody do this right off the top of their heads? Now, if I was told to do this, I would look at my y values and see, oh, these match, and this is halfway in between these matching y values, so this must be the vertex, and then I'd figure it out from there. But next class, we'll use a graphing calculator to put in 3 points and figure out what an equation is. I wouldn't expect to have you all figure out that from this information. We'll use a graphing calculator to figure this out. Okay. Okay, if we have this function, what will its graph look like? Where's the vertex? How do we find the vertex? I can either put it in vertex mode, or I can do negative b over 2a. What would you rather do? Negative b over 2a. So it's 6 over 2 times 1, which is 3, is the x value of the vertex. Find the y value of the vertex. It's 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 5, which is 9 minus 18 minus 5. 9 minus 18 is negative 9. Minus 5 is a negative 14. So my vertex, come back here. My vertex is 3, negative 14. What's my y-intercept? 0, negative 5, correct? So if I was told to graph this, I would graph the point 3, negative 14, because that's the vertex. I would graph the y-intercept 0, negative 5. And because of my axis of symmetry, how far away is this point 0, negative 5 from my axis of symmetry? 3 away. If I go 3 to the other side, there's 3 points. All I need is 3 points to graph a parabola. Once I get 3 points, I can graph a parabola. So, find the vertex, find the y-intercept, and then find the other point on the other side of your axis of symmetry. Y equals negative 3x squared minus 6x plus 9. Okay? What's the x value of the vertex? Well, you take negative b over 2a. The negative of b is negative of negative 6, which is positive 6. So x equals negative 1. Y. So it's negative 3 times negative 1 squared minus 6 times negative 1 plus 9. So y equals negative 3 plus 6 plus 9. So y equals a positive 12. So your vertex is at negative 1, 12. Where's your y-intercept at? 0, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we go by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 112 is here. 0, 9 is here. Negative 2, negative 9 is there. Parabola. Can you graph parabolas? Knowing just the vertex and your y-intercept, and then go on the other side. So what we're going to do is graph parabolas. If you want to put it in vertex form, you sure can, but I'm not going to make you put it in vertex form. Okay? So I'm just going to have you graph like 5 parabolas or so on your second worksheet, and we're going to call that good. Wednesday, we're going to do a lot of graphing calculator stuff and get a review sheet for the quiz. And Friday, I don't plan on being in school, so Friday we're going to just take the quiz, and so there's not going to be a review. I mean, you're going to get a review sheet, but that's it. I will post to Google Classroom the review answers, but I'm not going to review with you. Okay, just so you know. The review packet and the other stuff. So you'll have to watch Google Class. I'll post a video to Google Classroom of what we're doing. Oh, forgot about YouTube. So we're going to do an assignment over this, and then you'll have your review. Yep. Let me stop my video here. Boom. Boom.